Shane Cashman, and welcome to Tales from the Inverted World, Volume 2, Ghosts of the Civil War, now a Timcast exclusive. The following story you are about to hear is true. The Funeral at the End of the World, Part 1. The narrow roads at the edge of town were stained red from the clay that the big trucks dragged out from the pines. Harry was working in the yard. Another hot day. They hadn't lived in Washington very long, but he had already put a lot of work into the overgrown fields behind their new home. His 3 children were grown now. His daughter lived near the city, but his boys, Clint and Cody, lived in town, and they'd often come by to shoot in the fields and fish in the clear water of the pond. A man pulled up to the front of the house in a van. He got out and walked right for Harry. "Harry Brantley, the Lord has sent me," he said. "He wants you to know you're going to be a warrior." Harry thought, I don't know this man from Adam. But Harry was a man of God, and he had told Tammy since just about when they got married that the Lord was going to use him for something. And now here this stranger was, preaching the very thing Harry had been thinking for years. So he invited him inside. The heat was unbearable anyway. They talked for over an hour. The man worked in construction. Right before he showed up in the yard, he was standing on a roof, swinging a hammer, when he was struck by the word. He laid his tools down and raced to Harry. "The Lord will come to you in a dream," he said. Before he left, the man asked to use the bathroom. Harry and his family heard the man speak in tongues. Clint knew the church the man came from. That Pentecostal charisma that drove some men like this to dance with rattlesnakes at the pulpit if it weren't outlawed. Harry never saw the man again, and there has been no such dream, but he remains steadfast. He wakes up every morning and says, "Well, you ain't come to me yet, Lord." We were seated in the dining room. Harry said a prayer over the shrimp from Savannah that Tammy fried to perfection. One of the 2 bucks mounted on the wall in the living room watched us eat with its glass eye and a rifle through its antlers like a crown. A signed portrait of General Robert E. Lee hung in the hallway. Harry always thought Lee had signed it himself. It did look like the real thing, until one day his mother admitted that she signed it. A damn good match. Clint's parents had given me a room upstairs for the past few nights. I had a view of the land that sprawled out behind the house. The windows were covered in ladybugs, and I thought that might mean good luck. We'd only just begun to eat when the phone rang. The firehouse needed help. A rabid possum stalking the lot. Harry had become the unofficial animal control. It took too long for anyone official to make their way out here in time for it to make any difference. Harry left the table, got the AR-15 with the night scope, and took off in his truck down the road. Clint and I ate fast and stood outside waiting as if there were about to be fireworks. It was dark, even with the moon close as a porch light. Eventually, a single shot rang through the land. I couldn't help but stare at the sky. Clint liked to say Wilkes County was one of the darkest places in the Southeast, and now I understood why. No light pollution. There were more stars here than anywhere I'd ever seen.
Sign up at timcast.com to watch the full episodes of Tales from the Inverted World, Ghosts of the Civil War.